going on, Jerome's? Happy Thursday. Happy Thirsty Thursday out there to those who celebrate. I mean, Thursday's basically the weekend. So it's time for another Vikings news dump. He sees you when you're pooping. So the number one question that Vikings fans have is, will J.J. McCarthy start the season as quarterback one? Now, I'm good either way. I think that Sam Darnold has a legitimate opportunity to be the dude here. And with McCarthy, I know that Kevin O'Connell and the staff, they're just going to take it nice and slow with McCarthy. Like, there's no need. There's no need to rush right now. You have a very young team, and building him up and his confidence and having him grow and show in the right way, it's important. But if he's the guy out of the gates, looks good in training camp, looks good in preseason, looks good in OTAs, he's the guy, man. And long story longer, so per Persuasion put this together. Jeff Darlington on ESPN. He looks like Eddie Munster with a tan. So according to Jeff Darlington, J.J. McCarthy absolutely could start week one for the Vikings. Now, there's going to be speculation one way or the other, and I know that Gessling and Alec Lewis, beat writers for the Vikings, have basically said that there's a small chance, but I think it's like 60-40 right now. I think it's 60-40 Darnold to McCarthy, and it definitely could be a spot where McCarthy just comes in and blows the doors off the roof. This is from our guy, Will Raggets over at Sports Illustrated, about the Vikings looking into the process of starting McCarthy. Quote, this is O'Connell. It's going to be our jobs as coaches, myself, Wes, Josh, Grant, to put him in the absolute greatest learning environment we possibly can, O'Connell said. Identify some things that we really feel are areas that we can help him immediately grow and start making some habits fundamentally and with a skill set to hit the ground running as fast as possible. And also, think about McCarthy. He puts in the work, and he is... I mean, for lack of a better term, he's a coach's pet, and that's not a negative thing. Like, he is willing to be coached. He wants to be coached. He doesn't think that he invented football like some quarterbacks coming into the league, and he's going to be moldable. And I feel like, yes, he will make mistakes. He's a rookie quarterback, but he won't make the same mistake twice. Something like that. And then at the bottom, the Vikings will follow an individualized, nailed it, development plan they created for each of the quarterbacks they consider drafting, one that requires McCarthy to hit specific benchmarks and gives coach Kevin O'Connell full authority to make the timing decision. See if it wrote, Carl Gershman. The approach is designed to avoid the worst-case scenario, ruining McCarthy's career by exposing him before he is ready, and is a big reason the Vikings spent $10 million in March to sign veteran Sam Darnold as a bridge starter. Now, also, signing Darnold canceled out Daniil's comp pick, so the Vikings went from 2 third-round comp picks to 1. Of course, that's hindsight, with the Vikings getting McCarthy here. But like I said, it's important that he hits every single step and rung along the ladder, because, I mean, you've seen quarterbacks, whether it's David Carr, whether it's Ryan Leaf, whether it's Jamarcus Russell, Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf for different reasons, but whether it's Sam Darnold, our boy. Sometimes they fail for a myriad of reasons, and a lot of times it's they play before they're ready, or they don't have an offensive line, they don't have a supporting cast, they don't have adults as coaches, and McCarthy has all that. And it would be one thing if this was a very old-ass, veteran-laden team that needs something right now. They're not. Like, this is a team that, yes, you want to win games. Yes, you want to win the Super Bowl this year, but basically, I mean, expectations are all over the place. And basically just throw them out the window, because there's no pressure. I mean, if you win games, fantastic. If McCarthy develops and the Vikings go 8-9, 9-8, contend for a wild card spot, fantastic. If not, whatever. But I feel like this is going to be a springboard year as everyone gels on that defense and this offense really ramps up and ratchets up. And, like I said, I'm not ruling out Sam Darnold. Not. But as of right now, I'd say it's 60-40 Darnold, so about a 40% chance that McCarthy is your starter to begin the season. So one way that McCarthy can make some hay is in the offseason workout program. So offseason workouts are going on right now. You see, Snapchats and Instagrams and Twitters of the players at the facility, which is fantastic to see. They're bonding. They're getting after it. Vikings off-season dates for OTA. So rookie minicamp is going to be coming up next weekend, May 10th through 12th. Also, there's going to be a fistful of UDFA tryouts, as well as some free agents mixed in there as well. Basically, they try, so it's going to be rookies, young players, as well as UDFAs on top of the tryouts and free agents. Basically, they want to get about 50 players so that they can have a full practice over those 3 days, have a full roster go about things, and you will see movement. You will see some free agents and UDFA tryouts take the spots of some of the UDFA guys, and of course, we've seen that famously with Marcus Sherrills, Adam Thielen, CJ Ham, etc. OTA 1 will be the weekend or the week of May 20th, and then May 20, blah, 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 blah. So it goes like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And then you got mandatory minicamp June 4th through 6th, and then you have the third OTA June 10th through 13th. Now, I like the way that this thing is set up because I have a gut feeling that Kevin O'Connell is going to be like, okay, if we get enough work done during OTA 1, 2, and mandatory minicamp, everyone take off. So basically, they would have about 2 full months off, which is fantastic. Generally, you get about 6 weeks, right? So I could see Kevin O'Connell definitely doing that, or giving OTA 3 off for some veterans. And even if they might have workout bonuses, just check that, check the box and send them the check, and we're going to be good to go. And then have the third OTA, those 4 days for some of the rookies as well as young guys to get in a little extra work. I could see that flexibility as well. So I actually like that mandatory minicamp is the third of the OTAs versus the fourth as traditional. So I think it's a smart move by Kevin O'Connell in this spot. Also smart move by Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi and Brian Flores. Teaming up of Jonathan Grenard as well as Dallas Turner, baby. And Grenard took to the gram. That's right. So he reposted a photo post from Bleacher Report Gridiron. Jonathan Grenard and Dallas Turner. Woo, woo. And then he adds him. No Limit Dal. See, I'm down with all the kids lingo. Eyeball emoji, eyeball emoji, eyeball emoji thrice. Wazam fam. Wazam twin. We just gonna work and chill. None crazy. And they're gonna get sacks. They're gonna get pressures. They're gonna destroy worlds. And also Andrew Van Ginkel and Jihad Ward and also Ivan Pace Jr. It's gonna be beautiful, man. I can't wait. Can't wait. Something I can wait for is of course, for entertainment purposes only, and again, don't jelly bean what you can't stand to lose. So NFC North Division winner odds are out right now. So take a look at FanDuel, MGM, as well as ESPN Bet. By the way, I beef with ESPN Bet. It's a whole long story. Like, nothing personally that happened with me, but I feel like All right, so just specifically looking at the FanDuel odds. So Lions plus 140 to win the division. Lions plus 185. So jabroni Lions fans and Packers fans will be like, oh, it's free money, so we may as well just bet them. Nah. You got the Bears and then the Vikings plus 750. The Bears plus 370. So Vikings 7.5 to 1 to win the division. Now, when you're looking at futures, you have to find the break-even point. And for the Vikings at plus 750 or 7.5 to 1, the break-even point is, do the Vikings win the division more than 11.76% of the time? Now, if you see that as yes, then bet it. And then it's going to be value, and you're good to go there. And then the break-even point for Lions is 41.67%. So they have to win like 2/5 of the time. Packers at 35%, Bears at 21.28%. So, I mean, like I said at the jump, I mean, the Vikings, like, this is a very young developmental year, and the Vikings might be the 2023 Texans. It might be a growing pains season. It happens. But, I mean, the Vikings, I feel pretty good about plus 750. Do I think the Vikings win the division more than 11.76% of the time? Yes. And also, do I think the Vikings win more than 6.5 games? Yes. Again, entertainment purposes only. Putting a couple jelly beans on both. Already did. Something I'm going to put a couple of jelly beans on is the future of Levi Drake Rodriguez, the pride of Texas A&M Commerce, senior sack. I think that he is going to be just all heart, all hustle, a whirling dervis of just hair and fingernails and muscle and hustle. It's going to be great, man. He's going to be a very easy guy to root for. He's going to be Rudy of this team, which I always found ironic that the Vikings literally had a Rudy from Notre Dame for like a decade, and no one said anything except for me. Anyways, long story longer. So Kalen Kaler, fantastic writer over at The Athletic. Project X reveal, a pick 232 in the 2024 NFL draft by the Vikings, Levi Drake Rodriguez, defensive tackle, Texas A&M Commerce. So what Kaler does is she does up this in-depth profile about a draft prospect, leaves the names out, leaves the school out, leaves everything out, right? So, but usually it's a small school guy, just a small school guy, and you get a picture behind the curtain of what their life is, how the preparation is, what their mentality is going into the draft, and it's awesome, man. And yeah, I was keeping up with it during the process of this off season, and I was fired up. I was in on this guy, and the fact that it turned out to be LDR. I'm in, man. I'm in. Again, this is a stone cold, beautiful Athletic. Plus, I just wanted to take 50. 5-0. Let's go. Come on, man. Let's go senior sack, baby. Also, speaking of let's go, so Kwesi adofo-mensah was on with Dan Barrero, bumper to bumper, on KFan and talking about Justin freaking Jefferson's contract situation. Quote, I don't view this as stressful, and I don't personally see this as a bad ending. Summer Robert Kraft was smiling. We know he's special, and now it's about figuring out what special means through years and guarantees in his next deal. End quote. Compiled by Vikings fan page. Now, like, I think this is definitely like an upside picture. I think that Kwesi, he understands that Jefferson is the franchise. He understands this. But you look at the way that he's negotiated other contracts, where they've had contract compromises, 2 years in a row with Harrison Smith. Well, in Danielle Hunter, and then they let Danielle go. 2 massive pay cuts with Harrison Smith in back-to-back seasons. Drew a line in the sand with Kirk Cousins, and then allowed Cousins to leave. Also made an offer to 3 to the Patriots reportedly, and then drew a line in the sand and refused to cross it. I don't think he's going to do that with JJ. I think that he is going to pay Jefferson. I think that he will be the highest paid receiver in NFL history. I think that he'll be the highest paid non-quarterback in terms of guarantee in NFL history, and I think that he's earned that. I think that Kwesi knows that. I think that the Vikings have budgeted for it. So, I think they're to the point where there's crossing T's and dotting I's, but would it shock me if this gets done and announced at the start of mandatory minicamp as JJ shows up in early June? And Kwesi's talked about people having birthday months, and Jefferson deserves a whole month to celebrate his contract. Yeah, June would make sense, or at the start of training camp. We'll see. But either way, nothing's a non-zero chance. But I feel like the chances that they don't get a long-term extension done with Jefferson this offseason before the start of the 2024 football season, 0.5%. Nah, they'll get something done. That ain't even like wishful thinking. It's like, can't sleep, clown will eat me. No, this is like, it will get things done. It will get done. Don't worry. Speaking of something that didn't get done, so Comcast, Xfinity, whatever, and Bally Sports, basically, I don't understand what baseball is doing. The rest of the video is just rants on baseball and basketball. So if you want to tune out, it's all good. Skull production value. But so I don't know what baseball is doing. And I loved baseball as a kid. Sort of became more of a definite casual fan as an adult. But I still love the game. I still hope that my kids love the game. And what is exceedingly difficult is how they're so stupid in terms of how people watch the game. How is there still blackouts in 2024? You're just gatekeeping and keeping people away, both youth, who you need as future customers to buy your products, buy tickets, consumer products, and also raise future fans. You need that. I don't understand how baseball executives and Rob Manfred and company can be so arrogant about the health and future of their sport when they can literally see the numbers. Like, interest in baseball is eroding, and not just the youth, but in terms of the casual fan and the casual fan dollar. Like, I would love if we could just turn on regular ass cable and Channel 9, and all of a sudden the Twins are there. It's great. And I'll say this: I'm still a quasi Braves and quasi Cubs fan, because as a kid, during the summer, off from school, every single day, I was able to watch the Braves and the Cubs on TBS and WGN respectively, because they made it very easy to watch baseball games, or when the Twins were on MSC, Midwest Sports Channel. It was so easy just to tune in and watch the Twins, and they make things so difficult. And even Bally's. So we don't have regular cable, but we got Bally's Plus and whatever. So it was so frustrating during the Wolves seasons that you had to hope and pray and do a seance at Stonehenge that the app wouldn't be all buggy and glitchy that day. It's just, it's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. And baseball doesn't realize that they're just completely murdering their future. Figure things out. It's also, how difficult would it be to get a legitimate TV deal? I don't like, what other sports are on in the summer? It's just, it's ridiculous, man. Also ridiculous. So Anthony Edwards, I just want to kill everything in front of me, man. That was me at Korean barbecue last night. Shout out to Nick Hassan. Good catch up with him. Shout out to Dong Hae 2 in beautiful, scenic Arden Hills, where the stadium was supposed to be. So I'm in on the Wolves. I love them. I support them. But 369, damn she fine. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, again, the thing I love about playoff basketball, it's on regular ass TV. So there you go. Anyways, that's it. That's I guess that was a bit of a raw real rant, but also Vikings news dump on this beautiful Thursday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.